take something positive with you, and even you may not come back or you may come back, I don't know. But whatever you go from today, you get something with you. Is that right? So my aim is that I want to give you something today, and most of you are coming here for the first time. Some of you are coming regularly. So uh, we'll do one interactive exercise for benefit of all of us, so we know something for each other. You don't have to tell me at this time, but the question here for all of you is that this is a thought for the new year 2023. Everybody wants to be successful here, or anybody wants to be a failure here? How many of you want to be a failure in your life? Nobody wants to be failure, so means everybody wants to be successful. Anybody wants to be miserable in your life? No, we all want to be happy, right? So the question here is for the 2023, what is the one activity, just listen to the question very carefully. What is the one activity that you know if you did superbly well, you gave your 100% for that particular activity, and at the same time did consistently, which means that you did it every single day, it would have a positive impact in your life, in your personal life and your professional life. Just think about this in your mind. Have this question in the background, because we're going to come back to this question. But this is a very important question uh, for us if you really want to make a change in our life. This is a new year, right? Every year we celebrate the new year, and which is called as accounting. We file the tax, we have accounting, right? So this is the account keeping, that throughout the year, what is one activity which if you would have done in 2022, your results would have been different than this year. Anybody wants to have a flash of a mind thought? Krish?
I go to garden for every walk.
Uh-huh.
It is positive for me. Like in winter, I walk 2 to 3 kilometers every.
Okay. So, yes.
By being focused and meditation,
Uh-huh. Very nice.
you will have, you can learn more about yourself and about the things which you do.
Mhm.
So, introspection.
So if you do introspection or if you do meditation every single day, for every day consistently for a whole year, your life will be different.
Exactly, because we will be more focused and we will get to know more about ourselves.
Yeah, that's good. But you are not able to do, is that correct? Or
We are,
we plan to do, but sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't happen, right? Is that right?
yeah.
That's right, actually, that's correct. Another example can be like, for example, uh, exercise. How many of you think that if you did it every single day, consistently, persistently for 1 hour, your life will change forever? But are we able to do it? That's not happening, right? Another example can be planning. Say if you plan a week ahead of your time, how many of you think that if you plan your week, your life will be entirely different than now? Yeah. Planning is very important for execution, right? So there are so many things um, which we, as he said, meditation, some of you agreed with exercise, some of you said planning. Any other example, if you think of, which you did persistently and consistently well, your life will change forever. Good.
Focus on things that are inside the circle of my belief.
Focusing, yeah. So removing the distractions, you mean to say, or?
Yeah, focusing specifically on things that I can control.
Oh, right, right. So focusing, though, so practicing the focusing, where your life will be different. That's really nice. Anybody else wants to say something? Yes.
Yeah, if you learn something every day, you have a habit to either to read or to
Yes.
learn through any videos.
Yes. Big round of applause to Prabhuji. Very nice. Very nice. What is your name, sir?
Aditya.
Aditya. Very nice. He said that if you learn one new thing every day by reading, your life will be entirely different. And I 100% agree with that. Like we all are animals. We need to learn to become civilized, right? So that's right. Very nice. Anybody else wants to say something? If you did consistently and persistently every single day, your life will change by 360 degrees. So some of you said meditation, some of you said exercise, planning, focusing. Prabhuji said learning something new every day. Anything else which comes of your mind, which you think that in 2023, if you did it every single day, your life will be different. So one example can be like preventive maintenance of your health, your car, your property, your tax filing. If you do it properly, you will be much better place, right? So all these questions are very important uh, because this is what makes us. Now the important thing is that we all want to do it, but as what I say that we want to do it, but we are not able to do it. Something or other pops up, right? Like say I decide that okay, I want to do meditation every single day, but then life becomes busy, huh? And then we are not able to do it, right? So Hare Krishna, thank you. Please come have a seat. This is all about how we manage our time actually. 2023, uh, if you really want to do all those things which we just mentioned, then it all comes boiled down to the time, right? There is an interesting finding about how we use the time. This is applies to all of us. So there is what is this finding? Like say if you live for 65 years, how many? Average I considered, then the return of investment in our life. Okay. So how many hours we sleep every day? 7 to 8 hours. Yeah. Some people sleep more. Hmm. So average sleep is about 8 hours a day. So 8 hours means 8 hours out of 24 hours. So one third of the time we are sleeping. So out of 65 years, how many years you are sleeping? One third of 65? 22 years you are sleeping. If you live 65 years, how many years you go to sleep? 22 years. Sometimes more also. When you are kid, they sleep more. Right? But average we sleep one third of our life we are. So how much life left? Only 45 years left, right? So out of that, then your daily routine, like you get up early in the morning, shower, washroom, brushing, that takes about 1.5 hour average. So if you calculate that, then it becomes about 2.5 years of 65 years. Huh? Then you eat, right? About eating time is about 30 to 40 minutes. And then sometimes you have to cook by yourself, go and buy the grocery, clean the pots. If you calculate that, that's about 5.5 years of 65 years. These are compulsory. You can't escape this, right? Can you escape meal? No, you can't escape sleep. No, you can't. This is compulsory, right? Then you travel every day to work, to go to the movie theater or to go to the restaurant. Every day we travel about a couple of hours. So if you add that, then out of 65 years, about 5.5 years we are just on the road, right? And in big cities more. Like if you go to Toronto, then it's like a parking lot. You are in the parking lot forever. And then you go to work. How many of you go to work? If not, then you go to school also, right? So about 6 to 8 hours we work or go to school. So that adds to about 16 years, right? So if you add this, and then there is some miscellaneous activities also. What are those miscellaneous? Like you go to marriage ceremony, or you become sick, or you go on holidays, or so many other things. So if you add those, so this becomes 2.5 years. So out of 65 years, how many years gone? Can you add somebody? 22 plus 3, 8. 22 plus 8 is 30, 35, 35 plus 16. Yes? 54 years he has already added. Yes, big round of applause to our little boy. What's your name? Hardvik? Ardvik. Big round of applause to Ardvik. Thank you, Ardvik. Thank you so much. So, how many years left out of 65 years now? 65 minus 54? 11 years left. So, if you live 65 years, how many years actually have in your hand? Only 11 years. Huh? So, is it a big time? 11 years is not a big time actually, because all other things are compulsory. You have to do it, right? So now I am 52 years old. So how many years I have left? Less than that, maybe 2 3 years only. So actually our life is very limited. You understand this? Even though we say that the life is long, the life is limited. So our time is very limited. When you say time is limited, what does that mean? That you have to do more things in less time. You understand? So when you have to do more things in less time, what do you have to do? We have to plan our life in a proper way. Is that right? Because time is an essence. Huh? Why do we so much worry about the time? Because 2023 is a new year, right? And we all are planning for the new year. We want to do something better. Today we are here in front of Lord Krishna, and we are going to pray him that he gives us a courage to change the things which we can. Oh God, please give me a courage to change the things and give me the patience and tolerance to the things which I cannot change. And what you can change? You can only change your behavior, nothing else. You can't change others. What we can change is ourselves. So tell me one thing, why should we worry about the time? Anybody wants to say, why are we worried about the time?
Time is money.
Time is money, so you can buy the time with the money?
No.
No. So what is time? More than money.
Yeah.
Because you can't get the buy. Anybody else want to say why time is important?
Because we are going to die one day.
Uh-huh.
And that's
So time is very limited. Huh? We have very limited time. Yes, anybody else? Time will never come back. Yes, absolutely. Whatever the time you're spending here, like last 20 minutes, will never come back. It's gone forever from your life. Anybody else? Why do we worry about the time?
Experiences.
Experience, you get the experience through the time. Yes, that's really nice. Yes, anybody else want to say why the time is important in our life? Because unless we know why, we will not know the value. You understand? So why the time is important?
Experience more in the future.
Prabhuji said, yeah, experience, yes. Why our time? 2023 is going to be our new year. And the new year is all about time, right? If you want to be successful, what do you need? You need the time. But exactly why the time is important is given by a great saint. His name is Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he appeared about 200 years ago in Bengal, in India, and he was Hare Krishna. You know Srila Prabhupada? Here there is a big portrait of Srila Prabhupada, who is founder of International Society of Krishna Consciousness. So Srila Prabhupada's guru is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's father is Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he defines the time in terms of progress. We all want to progress in our life, is that correct? Anybody else who does not want to progress? Just regress? And if you really want to progress, what is important? Is the time. Without time management, you cannot progress at all. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that the progress is gradual series of adjustments moving in the right direction. Progress doesn't happen over the night. It happens gradually, every few seconds. So by the time we get up and by the time we go to sleep, we have to make sure that we have progressed in our life, at least in one aspect or other. Then the life is successful. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says here that if you really want to be successful in the life, then you have to have gradual progress in the right direction. And that is why the time is very important. Lord Krishna says to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita Kahala kalayantam aham. Among the subduers, I am the time. Time is very subtle. Actually, it is there, but you can't see. Like these nails, they grow, but you don't see the nail growing actually, but it's growing, right? Like hairs, they're growing, but you don't see them growing. So this is called as very subtle growth. Similarly, the time is acting upon all of us, but in a very subtle way. So we don't realize it that it is acting upon us. But this time, what does time do? So time, Lord Krishna says that I am the Aham Evakshaha Kalo. Kala means time. I am the one who is inexhaustible. I'm there, but you cannot fathom the depth of me. And further, Lord Krishna says to Arjuna, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Kalosmi Lokakshaya Krita Pravadho Lokan Samhartam Iva Pravatta Rite Api Tvam Na Bhavishyanti Sarve. Lord Krishna is saying that time I am the great destroyer of the worlds, and I have come here to destroy all the people. With the exception of you, Pandavas, the soldiers here on both the sides will be slain. So this is during the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Lord Krishna is reciting this shloka. And what happens with the time? Everything dwindles. सब कुछ खत्म होते जाता है समय के साथ. समय समय बलवान नहीं मनुष्य बलवान. So time is very powerful. Why? Because time is Krishna. So for devotees, time is very important because Krishna says here in Bhagavad Gita that I am the time. So for devotees who believe in Krishna consciousness, they value their time because time is the representation of Krishna. So we respect Krishna, so we don't waste our time in unnecessary things, right? So time is important for all of us, and as I said that if you do introspection, and we did this survey just a few minutes back, what is that one activity you know if you did superbly well and consistently would have significant positive results in your life, in your personal life and your professional life? And what are the common answers we came across? So some of the answers were improving the communication skills, then better prepared, better planning and organizing, taking better care of the self like meditation, exercise, seizing new opportunities, as Prabhuji said, that learning new things every day. Is that right? Anybody else wants to add anything new to this? So if you are better prepared every single day of next 2023, would your life be different? Yes. If you are well planned, better. If you do exercise every single day, the life will be different? Yes. If you do meditation every single day, the life will be different? Yes. So all these are personal development activities. So more you do it, your life will be different, right? Now to do this activity, what do you need? You need time, right? Absolutely. So how do you fit it into your routine? To fit this into your routine, you need to understand the matrix of the life, how the life works actually. So to understand this, if you divide your life into 4 quadrants, we are going to divide our life into 4 quadrants. You divide your day, you divide your year, your week. Your whole life will fit into these 4 things. I promise, I guarantee you. Do you want to learn about this? How many of you want to learn about the life matrix? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why it is important? Because this is what is going to show us how we can utilize our time for the self-development. So what I've done is I divided this life into 4 parts. Okay, so first quadrant here, you see this quadrant here? I'll use the laser pointer here. This quadrant is of important and urgent quadrant. The second quadrant of the life is important but not urgent. The third quadrant of the life is not urgent, not important, and the fourth quadrant of the life is urgent but not important. Okay, so let's understand this, because once you understand this matrix, you will know how your life runs. Okay, So let's see quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3 and quadrant 4 we are going to call it. And some examples of quadrant 1. Important but not urgent. Any examples of important but not urgent activities like crisis activities? Very important and urgent as well. Something very important and very urgent in your life. For example, exams, yes, correct, deadlines, Deadlines are the very important and urgent, right? Some projects, right? They are urgent and important. Second thing is health problem. Suppose you get a heart attack. Is it important? Yes or no? How important? It's urgent. You have to go to the doctor right away, right? So that is called as very important crisis. Like your car breaks down. In the Thunder Bay, if anybody driving car and your car breaks down, your life doesn't run without the car most of the time, right? So some of the things are pressing problems, right? So these are quadrant 1 problems. Breakdown and maintenance, as I said, heart attack. Some of the meetings, like, you have urgent and important meetings also being planned by the work. So these are all important and urgent activities of quadrant 1. Then quadrant 2 activities, which are important but not urgent. Any example? Yes? Exercise. Big round of applause to him. Very nice. Okay, tell me why it is important. Exercise. Why it is important? For your health. Is it urgent? Why it is not urgent? You can do any time, right? You have a long time to live, so you say कल करेंगे, परसों करेंगे, अगले साल तो जरूर से करेंगे, इस साल जाने देते हैं. Any other example other than the exercise in quadrant 2, which is important but not urgent? Anybody else? Focusing? Yes. Career. So can you elaborate a little bit more? Yes? Let her say if she has some idea. Girls, small kids have a lot of brain, then better than us probably. Anybody else wants to say what is important but not urgent in your life? For example, spending time with the family, like you have family, friends, Do you think that is important? Giving a time to your spouse or somebody else. Is it important? Is it urgent? Sometimes if there is a health related issue or something like that. Second thing, just now we talked about like somebody was saying meditation. Meditation, is it urgent? No, but is it important? Very important, right? Why? Because it refreshes. Another thing we said about is the planning. Planning the week. Is it urgent? No, but is it important? Yes. So most of the things of self-development are important but not urgent, right? So like prevention, maintenance, like doing exercise or meditation or looking after your car, regular servicing of the car, very important, right? As I said, relationship, recognizing new opportunities, recreation. Now, third quadrant is urgent but not important. Anybody wants to give an example? Urgent but not important. Yes?
Buying milk and bread.
Buying milk. Well, for some people it's important also, and if there is no milk in the house, yeah. But anything else, any example you can think of in your life, which is urgent but not important. Like say you have an exam tomorrow, and some of your friend gives you a call on the phone, say, and then he's calling. Is it urgent? Depends. But most of the time, the phone calls are time wasters. Huh? Interruptions, basically, whatever you are doing and somebody knocks your door, that is important. That is not important but urgent, right? Telephone calls, drop in unexpected visitors. And then the last activity, not important, not urgent. Any example of not important, not urgent? We do it every day, 3 to 4 hours a day. Social media. Average, yes?
Going on a date.
Oh, Hare Krishna. That's too soon. So, most of the time we check our phone calls. Most of the time, right? How many of you check it every few seconds? Yeah? We waste, you like checking, right? You like checking somebody send me message or something like that. So these are time wasters, right? So now, which is the most important quadrant of all these four? Okay, he's saying important but and urgent. Yes. What is the most important? He's saying quadrant one is important for him. What is the most important? One? Two. She's saying two. She's two. Quadrant two. Okay, anybody else? So one, two, two. Anybody else here? Okay, how many for one? How many for two? Okay, so most of people are for the two, and that is correct actually. Most important is true because when you don't do two, it falls into one. हाँ, अगर आप ठीक से नहीं करेंगे तो सब अर्जेंट हो जाएगा सबका डेडलाइन आज ही आएगा फिर तो सब एवरीथिंग इज गोइंग टू बी इन क्वाड्रेंट वन एंड दैट्स व्हाट मोस्ट ऑफ आवर लाइफ रन्स बिटवीन 1, 3 and 4. Is that right? Very less in 2. But if you do most of your life 80% in quadrant 2 and maybe 15% here, 5% here, and 0% here, your life will be amazingly wonderful, right? You will be the most successful man, maybe Bill Gates. That's what happens, huh? Right? So, quadrant 2 is the most important quadrant of our life. Huh? So, effective time management for 2023 is that spending the time into quadrant 2, which is important but not urgent, right? So, moving from urgency to important. Huh? So, how do we do this now? Any ideas? How do we do this? Okay, let's understand this by this example. This analogy here. This is a big pot. Okay, this pot is empty. कुछ है इसमें? खाली है. तो अभी क्या करूँगा मैं? I'm going to add some sand in it. A fine sand, very fine sand. Okay. Then I'm adding some medium-sized rocks. Then I'm adding big-sized rocks. But then I can't add more rocks here because all the rocks. Now I'm going to fill it in a reverse order. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the big rocks first, then add the medium-sized rocks, and then add the sand. Then I'm going to add the water also. So what happened? Everything fit in. What was the difference? What was the difference we did? What do we conclude from this? What do you conclude from this analogy? Huh? Yes, big rocks, right? So if you put in big rocks, let's do this again. Let's do it again. Okay. You put it the small sand, then medium size, then big, but then you couldn't fit in. But then what did you do? You put the big things first, then medium size, then small, and then the water. So it fit in properly, right? So what do we conclude from this? Hare Krishna, Happy New Year. What do we conclude from this? So your efficiency lies in identifying the big rocks. So if you put in the big rocks first, then the small rocks will go, the fine things will also go. But if you put in the small things first, then big things won't fit in. You understand this? So what are these big rocks? So these big rocks are this quadrant 2 actually. You understand this? So if you put in the big things first, then the small things will slide in automatically in your life. You understand? Sabko? So we discussed the quadrant 2 of the life, which is the planning of this of our life. So more we do self-planning, self-development, prevention activities, recognizing the new opportunities, learning new things, then most of the other quadrants will be, they will be adjusted. You don't have to worry about it. But if you spend most of your time in quadrant 4, then you will not have, most of the time we are in 1 and 4 only, right? Then we are done with it, right? So this is what is called as, Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that kalosmi, I am the time. So if you don't value the time, then time will not value you, right? Here is the quote: time isn't the main thing, it is the only thing. Right? The only thing we have in our life is time, nothing else we have, right? So if you really want to progress in the life in 2023, then the time management is the crux of everything, right? Time lost is never found again, by Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin says that time is very powerful. Once you lose it, then will 2022 come back again? It's gone forever. Actually, in Mahabharata, Vidurji, everybody knows the Mahabharata Katha? Vidur is uncle of Pandavas, and after the Mahabharata war was over, everybody knows the outcome of Mahabharata war. महाभारत वॉर का क्या हुआ आउटकम? हाँ, Vidur, at the end of the Mahabharata war, all the Kauravas died. Everybody, all the Kauravas dead. Only people who were alive were 5 Pandavas. Everybody else was dead. So Vidur went on the pilgrimage during the Mahabharata war. And after the Mahabharata war was over, then Vidurji came back to Hastinapur, because he came to know that all the Kauravas are dead and Dhritarashtra is still alive, and Dhritarashtra is brother of Vidur, his cousin brother, like a step brother. So then Mahatma Vidur came back and he wanted to talk to his brother Dhritarashtra, because he lost all his sons, 100 sons lost, right? So it's a really great loss for him. So Mahatma Vidur came back to Hastinapur, and at that time, who was the king? Yudhishthir was the king, correct. Yudhishthir was the king, and Dhritarashtra was blind along with his wife Gandhari, who had put the blindfold on her eyes. They were under the care of Pandavas. Pandavas included Yudhishthir, Bhim, Arjun, Nakul, Sahadev. Now this Dhritarashtra, he tried to kill Pandavas with the help of his son Duryodhana, right? He devised, the main villain of entire Mahabharata is, if you see, he is the Dhritarashtra. Whenever Bhishma Pitama, Dronacharya or Vidurji even tried to give right advice to Dhritarashtra, Dhritarashtra used to say, oh, my son is doing this, what can I do? It's a lame excuse. Actually, it was the ambition of Dhritarashtra to kill Pandavas. And they tried to kill them by poisoning them, Lakshagraha, robbing the Draupadi's Vastra, defeating them, sending them to exile. In the exile also they killed. Now this person who tried to kill them, now he is under the care of the same people. He tried to kill Bhima, and now he is under the care of Bhima. So at that time when Vidur come, Vidur sees that there is a fear in the eyes of Dhritarashtra. And Dhritarashtra is living like a dog now. Imagine you are staying in somebody's house whom you don't like, but you have to stay there just because you are blind, you are helpless, you can't go anywhere else. So at that time, Mahatma Vidur, he is very intelligent, and he tells to Dhritarashtra, he says, my dear king, Please get out of here immediately. Do not delay. Just see how fear has overtaken you. He further says to Dhritarashtra, this frightful situation cannot be remedied by any person in this material world. My Lord, it is the Supreme Personality of Godhead as eternal time, Kala, that has approached all of us. Whoever is under the influence of this time, eternal, Kala, must surrender his most dear life, what to speak of other things such as wealth, honor, children, land, and home. So here Vidurji is saying that time is very powerful, and under the influence of time, this body has to be given up. What to say about your material gains? So Vidurji is trying to explain through Dhritarashtra to all of us that we might spend all our time in making money, earning some degree, which is required. Some of the things are required in our life, but we should not spend all the life behind it. You understand? Because it is going to go zero. Dhritarashtra tried to kill Pandavas all the life, and now Dhritarashtra is going to give up his life. So samay samay balwan nahi manushya balwan. That is what it is. That the time is very powerful. If you don't respect the time, then time will come in form of death, and it will take away everything from you. So this is what the message of message of Vidura to Dhritarashtra, that we should all value the time and not become blind like Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra was blind materially as well as spiritually. You understand spiritual blindness? पूरा जीवन भौतिक चीजों में निकाल देना उसको कहते हैं spiritually blind. You don't care anything for the soul, which is your real identity. So if we become just like Dhritarashtra, collecting everything, he's saying that wealth, honor, children, land, and home. Is that what we work for? Yes, we all work for the same, right? But what happens at the time of death, Kala, when a Kala comes, snatches away everything from you. Nothing stays with you. What stays with you? Your karma. Your karma will come with you from one life to another. So if you spend your time in Krishna consciousness, in helping, in doing Krishna service, that will come with you. But your degree, suppose you are a doctor, and then when you die, what happens? You get another birth. And when you get another birth, what happens? You go to kindergarten again, because your doctor degree is finished. Is that right? So punarapi janma, punarapi marna, punarapi janma, punarapi marna. So here Dhritarashtra, Vidurji is explaining to Dhritarashtra that please get out of this and immediately leave this place and spend your time in spiritual activities, whatever the time is left. And then Dhritarashtra leaves the Hastinapur as per the advice of Mahatma Vidur along with him. And he and his wife, they spend rest of the time in meditation. And then he burns himself, Dhritarashtra, with his yogic power. But the long story short is that Kala is time, and as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Kalosmi. So if you really value your time, then use the time in spiritual development, because the material development will not last forever. Yes, we all have to do some material activities, we all have to grow in our personal and material and professional life, but at the same time, we have to value our spiritual life also. Life has four pillars. One is your physical, second is your social, third is your family, and fourth is your soul, spirit. If one of the pillar is weak, then the whole building collapses, right? So if you focus on one pillar, then the life will not be proper. So the message of the whole exercise of today is the identifying the big rocks. And what are the big rocks? Spending time for your spiritual self. That is the biggest rock we don't worry about. See here this picture. Everybody can see this picture. There's a lady here. She has a cage in her hand. Can you all see the cage? Huh? And the cage is golden cage, right? Yes. It is gold color, and she is polishing the cage. And what happened to the bird inside? Bird is dead. Huh? Shri Shri Gaurnitai ki jai. Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ji ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Vrajavatsal ki jai. Shri Shri Jagannath Shri Shri Baldev Subhadra Mata ki jai. Shri Giriraj Dharan ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So the picture is showing, what is the picture showing? A lady is polishing the cage. She is looking after the cage but not looking after the bird. So the bird is dead inside. What does this say? Yes? Anybody wants to derive some inference from this? Polishing the cage but forgetting the hungry parrot. What is that called as? Anybody wants to say something? We just discussed.
Polishing the body, but
Ah,
taking care of.
very nice. Big round of applause to Prabhuji. What is your name, Prabhu?
Harshiv.
Harshiv. Big round of applause to Harshiv. Thank you, Harshiv. Thank you so much. Yes, so polishing the body all the time, but forgetting the soul from inside, right? So we are polishing the body morning to evening, everything for the body, nothing for the parrot who is inside. Atma, usko क्या कहते हैं? Atma. We all have Atma, but we just don't know where it is. We have lost our connection with Atma. That is why we have mantras. So mantras, sound. What is the power of sound? What is the effect of sound? Sound connects all of us. Like I'm speaking, so you're connecting, right? Like you want to call your family in India, what do? You call, and the sound travels. Sound कैसे travel करता है? यहाँ कॉल किया और इंडिया में वही टाइम पे सुनाई देता है. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? It's so powerful. Sound is very powerful energy. It can travel anywhere in the world. Actually, sound is one of the energy which is never destroyed. Sound vibration जो है वो कभी destroy नहीं होता. अगर if you have a power, you can capture it back also. And there are some scientists working on this because they say that Lord Krishna, whatever spoke in Bhagavad Gita, there are some German scientists working on this, that sound energy is never lost. If you capture, you can capture it back actually. You can send the sound from here to the space also. Like, somebody is in the satellite, in the space station, and then you speak from the earth, what happens? The sound travels to the space actually. Is that right? If the scientists go on the moon, you speak from the earth, the sound is heard on the moon. Is that correct? Have you seen that? That is seen. So sound can travel anywhere actually on the universe. अभी आप जो बात कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे, ये मून पे भी सुनाई दे सकती है, चंद्र पे भी, मंगल पे भी, anywhere. The sound is powerful, but you just need the reception, the antenna. So the mantras are very powerful, and mantras can travel anywhere. And that is why we have this mantra, which is Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So when you chant this mantra, what happens? It travels within you and it travels outside you. And where can it go? It can go to any place, even Golok Vrindavan Dham, where Lord Krishna is sitting there. Wherever Krishna is there, this sound will go. So the power of the sound is to connect. So as we have lost connection with Atma, and that is why we don't know even what Atma is. We don't care for Atma, right? सुबह से उठे तो WhatsApp पे लग जाते हैं, रात तो सोने तक Facebook पे, बस खत्म हो गया दिन. That's how life is all about. So we don't care for Atma. So if you really want to worry about Atma, then you need to learn Bhagavad Gita. भगवत गीता में भगवान कृष्ण ने आत्मा के बारे में पूरी शिक्षा दी है. भगवत गीता has 5 important topics. First is Atma, second is Karma, third is Kala, fourth is Prakriti और पांचवा है परमात्मा और ईश्वर. ये 5 कंसेप्ट के बारे में पूरा भगवत गीता है. भगवत गीता इज लाइक अ यूजर मैनुअल. नो यूजर मैनुअल, जैसे कि आप कोई टीवी लेते हैं, इफ यू बाय एनी कंप्यूटर, इट कम विद द user manual. What is the purpose of user manual? How to operate, how to start, how to troubleshoot. Is that right? Like what are the challenges? All those things are mentioned. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita is the user manual. It is a book about art of living. And Bhagavad Gita originally in Sanskrit but has been translated into English by Srila Prabhupada. The picture is here of Srila Prabhupada. So this Bhagavad Gita from English now is translated into Gujarati, Hindi, Marathi, Punjabi, Malayali language, all the languages of India. This book has been translated. Even in French, German, Japanese, Russian, a lot of people read Bhagavad Gita. Albert Einstein read Bhagavad Gita, Ralph Waldo Emerson, Henry David Thoreau, so many famous personalities read Bhagavad Gita. So if you really want to know about Atma, if you really want to know about yourself, then what is that book? Bhagavad Gita. But most of the time what happens is that when you open the Bhagavad Gita, you get confused where to start and where to end because it's too complicated. Is that right? बहुत लोगों ने प्रयत्न करते हैं, मुझे भी काफ़ी लोग कहते हैं, जब हम खोलते हैं तो समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कहाँ से क्या हो रहा है. This is very, very difficult sometimes if you have never studied it. So to simplify it, what we have done is we will have a 6-session course on Bhagavad Gita. So 6 हफ्ते में पूरा Bhagavad Gita का overview, entire overview of Bhagavad Gita. So every week for 2 hours. So you come for 6 Saturdays and then you will cover the whole Bhagavad Gita. And then you read, then your life will be simplified. So this course is called as Discover Yourself. This is a certification course. It's going to start from next Saturday, 7th of January. And what happened in this course is that every Saturday you come from 11 to 1. We'll have 2 hours session on Bhagavad Gita. And with this course, what will happen is that it will give you overview of Bhagavad Gita. But along with this course, what advantage you will get out of this is that other than knowing about Bhagavad Gita, this course will increase your self-confidence. Because we are going to derive all the practical contents of Bhagavad Gita and put it into this course. It will also help you to develop your concentration. We'll all put practical application of Bhagavad Gita into this course. It will help you to improve your decision-making power. Because Arjuna was in confusion. So Lord Krishna guided him for the decision making. Then it will improve your willpower, it will help you to develop your personal development, and above all, it will help you to get freedom from your stressful activities, right? So this course we are starting from next week. This is a 6-session course on Bhagavad Gita. Entire Bhagavad Gita covered in 6 weeks, every week 2 hours. From 11 to 1 and starting 7th January. Now this course, there will be some fees for the course which is $101 and we will provide the lunch also. But this course is free for first 10 people who are going to register. So if you register today evening, then it is free for you, including the lunch and everything free. For first 10 people. After that, it is going to cost $101. So if you really want to understand Bhagavad Gita, learn Bhagavad Gita in a practical way, this is a certification course designed and developed by IIT graduates from India. So His Holiness Radhesham Prabhu is IIT graduate. And I have done this course. So this is a really nice course. If you really want to learn entire Bhagavad Gita, then this is a 6-session course which we're going to start next week. So if anybody wants to enroll, then first 10 people, as I said, is going to be free of cost. We'll provide the lunch as well, and at the end of the course, you will get a certificate of completing Bhagavad Gita. And then, once you do this course, then there will be another course we'll plan. So you will be enrolled for the next course. So this is 101 Bhagavad Gita. Then there will be advanced courses as well. So if you're really interested in learning about it, then please let me know. Right? So this is all about Bhagavad Gita, what we talked about today. There is one little verse here from Bhishma Dev to Yudhishthir Maharaj, and Bhishma Dev also stresses the importance of time. When Yudhishthir was depressed after the war of Mahabharat, because he was thinking that he was the responsible person for entire Mahabharat. So at that time, Yudhishthir Maharaj is crying, and to console him, Bhishma Pitamaha says this, that all this is due to inevitable time, under whose control everyone in every planet is carried, just as clouds are carried by the wind. So we are all under the influence of time. समय के अंदर है हम सब, बंधे हुए हैं. So the time is going to fly. Time is very limited for all of us. If you really want to be successful, then what is the key? You value the time, right? So more you value the time, more you will be successful in the life. With that, we will end for today's discussion on Bhagavad Gita. We have some little quiz on Ramayana. Will you like to participate in the quiz competition? So we have a Ramayana quiz, and I'm going to start this quiz here. I'm going to share the screen with you. What you have to do is take out your cell phones. आपके पास सेल फोन है सबके पास? हाँ, सब सेल फोन निकाल लीजिए. And I'm going to play a quiz on Ramayana today. हाँ, देखते हैं कौन बनेगा करोड़पति. Okay, everybody ready? Okay, let's play a little quiz on the day of this. This quiz is based on Ramayana, Sundarkand. Okay, go to this website, kahoot.it, and you enter this code there, 4890324. Everybody there? Krishna, Akash. 40 लोग ही enter कर पाएंगे because we are using the free version. So I can see everybody, Anshul entering, Arshika, Santosh Prabhu, Suryadev Singh, और Chirag, Himanshu, Shivani, Vishnu, Prithvi. Very nice, very nice. So let's see, I'm going to share the screen with our online audience as well, so that they can participate. Online friends also can participate in the screens, and I'm going to share the screen with them also. So, are you all there? Okay. Somebody crying. सब लोग आ गए? More people can join. We have some few more minutes. Okay, let me arrange this for our online audience. Okay, perfect. Everybody there? चालू कर सकते हैं? Can we start now? Okay, everybody logged in? Okay, let's start this game now. Okay, so this is based on Sundarkand from Ramayana, and your time will be 20 seconds only, and the options will pop up on your screen. Okay, who reminded Hanuman ji of his enormous strength? हनुमान जी जब क्रॉस कर रहे थे तो किसने उनको याद कराया कि आपके पास बहुत शक्ति है? If you say loudly, then somebody will catch your answer. Okay, Jamwan, Angad, Lakshman, and Lord Shri Ram. Now you have to select the color on the screen, and then we'll go to the right answer. So 23 people answered Jamwan, which is the correct answer. 2 people answered Angad, and 6 people answered Rama. So the correct answer is Jamvan. And who is the top scorer here? Prithvi. Big round of applause to Prithvi. And then next one sitting behind him is Akash. Are you playing a teamwork or what? And then, so top 3 people will get the prize, okay? सबको नहीं मिलेगा, ठीक है? Harshiv and Vanshak. Okay. So let's go next one. Okay, are you all ready for the next one? Okay. Make sure next to you is not copying your answer. Okay. Okay. The next one is Sampati got his wings back. Sampati, जिसके wings जल गए थे, he got his wings back because he helped Ravana. He told Vanaras Ravana took Sita, narrated whereabouts of Sita, and told Vanara Ravana is very powerful. How did Sampati got his wings back? Huh? Anybody knows the answer? 15, 16, 17, and only 6 people answered correctly. The answer is that Sampati narrated the whole incidents of whereabouts Sita to Vanaras, right? So now who is next top is Akash, then Surya Dev Singh. Who is Surya Dev Singh? Come on. Big round of applause for Surya Dev Singh is between that. And Priten, who is Priten here? Priten कौन है? Big round of applause to Priten प्रभु. And पृथ्वी नीचे चले गए हैं, पृथ्वी आकाश के नीचे चले गए हैं, ऐसा उल्टा हो गया है. पहले ऊपर थे. On this way, on his way to Lanka, Hanumanji did not encounter with, and there are the names of the demons whom Hanumanji encountered while crossing over, and whom he did not encounter. Sursa, Simhika, Surapankha, Lankini. Oh, 16 people answered correctly. Surapankha, that is correct. So while Hanuman जी जब समुद्र के ऊपर छलांग लगाई तो पहले कौन आया? पहले कौन आया? कौन राक्षस? पहले आया एक माउंटेन, उसका नाम क्या था? मैंडक माउंटेन. देन दूसरा कौन आया? सुरसा. थर्ड कौन आया? सिमिका. और फोर्थ लंकिनी. लाइक दैट. तो ऐसे लाइन में आए. ओके. So then now let's see the score. Akash is still leading. Prithvi is coming back. Good teamwork. The next one is Hanuman is not known as, and the options are Keshri Nandan, Anjani Kumar, Pavan Putra, Agni Putra. Very simple, I think. Most of you would know it. Hanuman is not known as. चलिए हो गया. Very nice. Only 7 people made mistake. 23 people answered correctly. So हनुमान जी के 3 पिताजी है ना, केसरी नंदन, अंजनी पुत्र, पवन पुत्र. अंजनी उनकी माता है. सो अभी कौन लीड कर रहा है? आकाश, पृथ्वी. इनको अलग बैठाना पड़ेगा. आकाश पाताल एक हो गए हैं. चलिए आगे जाते हैं. हनुमान वॉज द सन ऑफ अगेन अग्नि, इंद्र, वायु और चंद्र. वेरी सिंपल क्वेश्चंस फॉर सिंपल पीपल. तो हनुमान जी के हरे कृष्णा. चलिए कौन कौन सबने आंसर दिए? किसी ने तो भी अग्नि का नाम दिया है, इंद्र का नाम दिया है, वायु का नाम दिया है और मून का नाम. तो हनुमान जी का जो जन्म हुआ था वो उनके एक्चुअल फादर कौन है? केसरी नंदन. लेकिन उनके केसरी ने भगवान शिव जी की तपस्या की थी, तो शिव जी भी उनके फादर हैं. और शिव जी के जो आशीर्वाद है वो वायु देवता केसरी तक लेके आए थे, इसलिए वायु देवता भी उनके पिताजी हैं. तो ऐसे हनुमान जी के 3 पिता. हमारे सबके भी 3 पिताजी हैं. जैसे कि एक फादर है जो हमें बर्थ देते हैं, जन्म देते हैं. दूसरे फादर हैं हमारे गुरु जो हमें दीक्षा देते हैं. और तीसरे फादर कौन है? भगवान कृष्ण हमारे सबके फादर है ना, तो हमारे सबके तीन फादर हैं। इज दैट करेक्ट? दैट इज करेक्ट एक्चुअली। चलिए आगे का प्रश्न लेते हैं। अभी कौन आगे आ जा रहा है? ये दोनों ही आगे जा रहे हैं, कोई आगे नहीं जा रहा है। हाँ? लेकिन हिमांशु इज कमिंग। हु इज हिमांशु हियर? वेरी नाइस, बिग राउंड ऑफ अप्लॉज टू हिमांशु प्रभु एंड खुश हर्षिव। ओके, up three places. Dr. Pranav is the highest climber. Who is Dr. Pranav here? Oh, big round of applause to Pranav. He is coming back. ओके, चलिए आगे जाते हैं। अभी हमारे पास 10 मिनट और हैं। फ्रॉम विच माउंटेन हनुमान जी टुक अ ग्रेट लीप? हनुमान जी ने जब जंप लगाई तो कौन सा माउंटेन था? सुमेरु माउंटेन, महेंद्र माउंटेन, त्रिकुटा माउंटेन, नन ऑफ द अबव। चलिए कौन बताएगा? टाइप करिए अंदर, बोलिएगा मत। तो द करेक्ट आंसर इज महेंद्र माउंटेन, और एक ही जन ने आंसर करेक्ट दिया है। तो अभी पूरा स्कोर उल्टा पुल्टा होने वाला है। अभी देखते हैं कौन आगे जा रहा है। अभी है स्टिल दोज गाइस आर लीडिंग, आकाश एंड पृथ्वी। हर्षिका बहन इज कमिंग बैक। बिग राउंड ऑफ अप्लॉज टू हर्षिका, शी हैज जंप्ड द रैंक एंड हर्षी इज नाउ ऑन द थर्ड। थैंक यू सो मच। ओके, आगे जाना है। Combo breakers. 7 players just dropped their answers. Okay. So next one. Next one देखते हैं। Ravana kept Sita Mata at, very simple answer. Those who want to jump, जल्दी आंसर करेंगे तो ज्यादा स्कोर मिलेगा। और पैलेस त्रिकुटा हिल आउटसाइड सिटी अशोक वन, जो सिंपल है उसमें फटाक के लगा दिया तो आपका नंबर बढ़ जाएगा। चलिए चलिए, 6 सेकंड रह गए। Ashok one is the right answer, and 30 people correctly answered. And the lead is the Prithvi, Akash, Harshiv, Harshika, and Khush. Very good. Shivani is the highest climber. Big round of applause to Shivani. Shivani is climbing on Akash. Sita's guard Trijata was Akash is showing him her answers. Huh? Sita's guard Trijata was a well-cultured Rakshasi, a princess, Ravana's wife, and a queen. Who was Trijata? A well-cultured Rakshasi. Very good. त्रिजाता कौन थी? कौन बताएगा त्रिजाता कौन थी? त्रिजाता के बारे में कोई बताएगी? विभीषण? You are very close, but you are this much away. Yeah, she was related with Vibhishan. She was a Rakshasi. Huh? But next question is on the Trijata itself, so I'm not going to say the answer now. So let's see. So let's see who is the top now. Prithvi, Akash, same score. Okay, next one is Sita gave Hanuman as a token that he met her. सीता माता ने हनुमान जी को कुछ दिया था राम जी को दिखाने के लिए। क्या दिया था? नोज रिंग, चूड़ामणि, क्रेस्ट ज्वेल, ईयर रिंग और ब्रेसलेट्स, बैंगल्स। क्या दिया था? चूज करिए। डिस्कस करेंगे तो आपका नंबर चला जाएगा। चूड़ामणि ज्वेल इज द करेक्ट आंसर। यू नो व्हाट इज चूड़ामणि? चूड़ामणि क्या रहता है? ये ऐसे लगाते ना, हम राधा रानी को लगाते हैं, ऐसा ऐसा टियारा के जैसा रहता है, उसको चूड़ामणि कहते हैं। हाँ? तो सीता माता गेव हर चूड़ामणि टू हनुमान जी। टेक दिस एंड गिव इट टू श्री राम। Okay, we have 5 more minutes, and Harshi, big round of applause to Harshi. Where is Harshi? Ah, very nice. He's number 2 now. Himanshu is coming back, and Khushi is the highest climber. Okay, next one. When Hanumanji destroyed Ashok one, Ravana sent whom? विभीषण, इंद्रजीत, कुंभकर्ण एंड प्रहस्त। जब हनुमान जी ने अशोक वाटिका उद्ध्वस्त कर दी तो रावण ने किसको भेजा हनुमान जी को मारने के लिए? कौन बताएगा जल्दी जल्दी? हाँ, 18 people answered correctly. It's the इंद्रजीत. इंद्रजीत कौन था? रावण का पुत्र था. So that is the correct answer. And Harshiv is number one. Big round of applause to Harshiv. And who is Mr. V or Miss V? Who is V? V कौन है इधर? अगर ऑनलाइन कोई है क्या हमारा मित्र? ऑनलाइन कौन है? वी. वी कौन है? ओ, अगर जीत गया तो प्राइज नहीं मिलेगा. अनोनिमस दिख रहा है. चलिए नेक्स्ट वन. नेक्स्ट वन इज मुहूर्त जो रहता है, तो वन मुहूर्त इज हाउ मेनी मिनट्स? 12 मिनट्स, 24 मिनट्स, 36 मिनट्स, 48 मिनट्स. एक मुहूर्त में कितने मिनट रहते हैं? जैसे मुहूर्त निकालते हैं ना, आज का मुहूर्त बताइए, पूजा का मुहूर्त बताइए, तो एक मुहूर्त में कितने मिनट रहते हैं? कौन बताएगा? 12, 24, 36, 48 मिनट्स. हाँ, 12 पीपल आंसर्ड करेक्टली. 48 मिनट्स का एक मुहूर्त रहता है. एक्चुअली जब भगवान कृष्ण ने भगवत गीता अर्जुन को बताई, तो कितने टाइम में बताई? एक मुहूर्त में पूरी भगवत गीता. और अर्जुन ने पूरी ध्यान में रख ली. हमारे लिए बड़ा मुश्किल एक जीवन भी है. तो वन मुहूर्त इज 48 मिनट्स. तो लेट्स सी हु इज द करेक्ट आंसर. वो आकाश गिव करेक्ट आंसर. That's good. Big round of applause. Akash, Harshiv, Prithvi, Harshika, and Hare Ram. Oh my God, there's a new person here now. Hare Ram. Who is Hare Ram here? Hare Krishna. Big round of applause to Hare Ram. आपका नाम क्या है? अभिषेक को हरे राम. थैंक यू सो मच. राम जी की क्विज है तो राम जी के नाम से खेल रहा है वो. चलिए ठीक है. नेक्स्ट वन. इंद्रजीत यूज्ड विच वेपन टू बाउंड हनुमान जी? इंद्रजीत ने हनुमान जी को कैप्चर करने के लिए एक वेपन लगाया था. अग्निअस्त्र, ब्रह्मास्त्र, वज्र या सुदर्शन चक्र? कौन सा अस्त्र यूज किया था इंद्रजीत ने? ब्रह्मास्त्र यूज किया, अग्निअस्त्र, वज्र या सुदर्शन चक्र? हाँ, 17 पीपल आंसर्ड करेक्टली. इट इज द ब्रह्मास्त्र. तो अभी देखते हैं स्कोर में क्या हो गया है. शिवानी इज इन नंबर 4 एंड चिंतन. हु इज चिंतन हियर? Oh, very nice. Big round of applause to Chintan and Shivani. Nice, nice. So we have now only 2 minutes left for the आरती ceremony. So जल्दी जिसको स्कोर करना है जल्दी जल्दी बटन दबाइएगा. मंदोत्री was Ravana's, very simple question, sister, daughter-in-law, wife, aunt. फटाक करके दबाए तो जल्दी मार्क मिलेगा. Okay, 8 seconds left. Online friends, if you want, you can join. Okay, and the real answer is wife. Yes, Mandotri was the wife of Ravana. And the score is still the same. Yes, because most of them are maintaining their position. Next one. Hanuman drew Sita's attention for the first time by. जब हनुमान जी सीता माता को मिले पहले, तो उन्होंने क्या किया सीता माता का अटेंशन के लिए? Reciting Rama story, making a special noise, सीता माता को रिंग दिया, या कॉलिंग हर बाय नेम, मदर सीता? कैसे सीता माता को बुलाया हनुमान जी ने? Eighteen people answered wrong. रिसाइटिंग रामा स्टोरी. एक्चुअली जब हनुमान जी अशोक वाटिका में आए और माता सीता पेड़ के नीचे बैठे थे, तो हनुमान जी ने क्या किया? तो पूरी राम कथा सुनाई उनको और फिर बाद में रिंग दिया. तो आंसर नाउ इज Harshiv is leading and Ujjwal ji joining us online from his home. He is working from home, but he is going to he's leading. And Varshil, I don't know who is V. Again, V anonymous person है. कहाँ से join हो रहे हैं मालूम नहीं पड़ रहा है. Anyway, so last question for today. Which combination is not correct in this? Rama, Dharma, Hanuman, loyalty, Jamban, wisdom, Sugriva, arrogance. which is not correct combination. Ram, Dharma, Hanuman, loyalty, Jamban, wisdom, Sugriv, arrogance. Sugriv, arrogance is the correct answer here. Sugriv was not arrogant. Actually, he is cooperating with Lord Ram. He was a little lazy, but not arrogant. So now the score is still same. Akash is the winner of this competition. Big round of applause to Akash. And then Harshiv. Big round of applause to Harshiv. And Prithvi is the third one. And then we don't know who is Mr. V or Miss V, so we don't know. And Ujjwal ji from home is joining and he's got the fifth score. So thank you so much. We have some more questions, but less time. But thank you so much everyone for participating in this quiz. Thank you so much. So now we'll do the Aarti ceremony. And for Aarti, we request everybody to please stand up. And then after आरती we'll do प्रसादम also. Okay, so प्रसाद लेके जाइएगा सब लोग जरूर से. Thank you everyone for being part. Thank you. Oh, V means Vishal. Oh, we have Vishal Prabhu joining us from online. Oh, that is why he is. Oh, he is Vishal here. Okay. So now he disappeared somehow. So Vishal Prabhu is there joining us. Okay. Thank you so much everyone who joined us online. Kadambari ji, Ujjwal ji, Parul ji, Vishal Prabhu who just left probably. But anyhow, thank you everyone. And now we'll do the Aarti ceremony. Hare Krishna. इन्हें तुम्हारे माइक्रोफोन कनेक्ट करो फर्स्ट. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Thank you. आकाश लाइटों बंद कर दे. Thank you so much. श्री श्री गौरताई की जय. श्री श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान जी की जय. श्री श्री राधा व्रजवत्सल की जय. श्री श्री जगन्नाथ श्री श्री बलदेव श्री सुभद्रा माता की जय. श्री गिरिराज धरण की जय. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.
Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale